The rest of the Sonic the Hedgehog x Fortnite cosmetics have officially been decrypted and will be releasing in tonight's item shop reset. So what's going on, champs and champettes? It's FireMonkey here, and let's dive into the full showcase of everything before you get to purchase it later tonight. Firstly, we got the new Knuckles outfit right here, which has a pickaxe that is really nice, and I honestly think super clean. You'll see it in a moment, but he doesn't have any variants or emote or anything like that, so it kind of feels a little bit cheaper than some of the other cosmetics, but still, Knuckles is here, which I think is pretty cool. We also have Shadow the Hedgehog, which also has a variant for the Super Shadow version as well. You can see the front and back design right there, and then here is Super Shadow right here. Now, of course, there is the transformation emote, so you can go ahead and go between the forms in game without just choosing a variant itself. Here's the transformation emote if you're curious of what it actually ends up looking like right there. So there's when you go Super Shadow mode, and then here's what it looks like when you actually turn back from this mode. Overall, pretty nice. I like it. And then we also got Dr. Eggman, who will have his own bundle, but is also releasing in the shop tonight. Now, the interesting thing about Eggman is that he gets his own emote, which is something that can be used on absolutely any scene of the game, and it is a traversal Eggmobile emote right here. I'll let it play for a moment so you can hear like the laugh and everything else that kind of goes on with it, but I think it's a pretty unique emote, especially considering the fact that it's like flying off of the ground, since I don't really know any emotes that we've gotten that are traversal and don't really have you on the ground at all, right? And maybe this is like a first of its kind or something, or maybe I'm just kind of like tripping and there's already been others before, but it's pretty cool to see. Now, if you're moving around, if we look here, I'm curious if the spike balls kind of like go their own path. I can't really tell. Maybe they do, or maybe they just kind of follow the rotation of the emote. Yeah, they just follow the emote's rotation. Now, for the back blings, before we go over the pickaxes, we got 3 new ones. We got the Chow Egg right here, which has elimination reactivity. So as you actually go ahead and get eliminations, the Chow will actually hatch from the egg. And then after the Chow is already hatched, whenever you get an elimination, there's a little like animation that will actually do. So it's like a little like pump up, like, yeah, animation. I think we'll see in a moment here. Yep, there it is right there. So that's a pretty unique thing. However, if you just want to have the Chow out there without like the whole egg cracking thing on eliminations, you can do that. So you can just turn off reactivity entirely, and instead of it being like the full egg version right here, you get the full un-egg version, I guess you would say, which is pretty cool to see. We got the Doom's Eye back bling for Shadow the Hedgehog right there. Pretty nice, pretty simplistic. I know, I don't know why, for some reason I was expecting it to look a little bit like larger than it does, or a little bit less like, I guess, plasticky? I don't know what you really say about it, but I guess you can't really complain too much. It's a back bling. We got Orbot and Cubot as a back bling as well right here for Eggman, of course. And then we also have some new pickaxes and stuff, so let's go ahead and head over there. Firstly, we have the Knuckles Glove pickaxes, and while they look pretty massive on the skin I'm using right here, one thing I think that it actually looks pretty nice on, since I can't really showcase it on the Knuckles skin right now, is Sonic, believe it or not. So if you go ahead and equip Sonic and then go back to the Knuckles pickaxe, since it kind of just matches the, you know, aspect ratio, or I guess like the, what would you call it? I don't really know. But since it matches everything else kind of going on with Sonic, it just kind of blends in. It feels natural, even though Sonic has much smaller hands. And I can see myself using this on Sonic just for the fact that I'll be able to smash stuff with my hands instead of having to use like an actual pickaxe or something. Next up, we have the Doom Scythe right here for Shadow. So if you go ahead and swing it real quickly, you can see the pretty cool hit trail it has. And then we have the Egg Hammer for, of course, Dr. Eggman. Pretty metallic, you know, simplistic hit effect, nothing too crazy, but it is added. And then as a little bit of an added bonus, we have some other stuff to talk about. So firstly, let's talk about the new sprays. We got the Sonic's Roll Spray right here and the Shadow's Power Spray, both of which you'll be able to earn from that cup tomorrow. And a part of the whole entire collaboration, we have Shadow Slip-On Kicks right here. Now, there's also 3 additional Sonic kicks that are, you know, based on the Sonic shoes and stuff. However, those are already decrypted, and they might be available through like Battle Pass quests or something. I'm not entirely for sure, but they could also sell it in the shop later down the line. But we got the Shadow the Hedgehog Slip-On Kicks right here, which I think looks pretty nice. And since we already have it here, might as well show the others. We got the Cozy Cappy Kicks right here, which I think are just kind of goofy. I like it. They've been doing a lot of like capybara stuff recently. We got the Nike Air Force One Reds, or Red Gummies right here, which honestly I can see this using with like the gummy fish stick or gummy like a Cuddle Team Leader skin. You got Air Jordan 4 Retro Ice Carmines right here as well. Thank you, Sonic, for being the shoe modeler of this video. Got the Nike Blazer Mid Red and Blues. which you can see the little like swoosh on the sides are red or blue depending on the side you're looking at it. And then we got the midnight spikes, which honestly, this being on Sonic kind of works weirdly enough. Like I feel like I wish I had this enabled so I can see what it looks like on Shadow, but this feels like it matches a lot of skins. Like I just want to quickly go over here. Let's go to like this skin, for example, and go back over. You know what? Let's just go to this area since it's right there. If we try on the kicks, okay, they're a lot smaller, but it feels like these kicks just oddly are going to work on other skins. Like I got to see it on Dave the Diver. What does it look like there? It's weird on these skins. At the same time, it feels like it kind of meshes well. I don't know. You guys can talk about that in comments down below. But overall, a decent amount of cosmetics have officially been decrypted, and hopefully this is enough information to give you guys a little bit of a bonus upload while you wait for all my tools to be fixed so I can do a proper showcase of absolutely everything added in the new season, including variants and everything else. Until next time, however, I'm probably going to pass out if the servers don't come up by the time this is uploaded, so I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.